This is an email I received this week from U.S. Democratic Party leader Kamala Harris. Tim and I would love to meet you, Evan. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz sure know how to snap a selfie. Just take a look for yourself. God, the cringe. And this is an email received from Trump. And if we don't set an all-time rally blitz record that puts Kamala's $310 million war chest to shame, the dangerously liberal Democrats will unleash hell on earth. Wow, the Lib Dems did so well this recent UK election, they've moved to the USA to bring about hell. My name is Evan Edinger, and today we're gonna be looking into how both candidates are marketing themselves to the average Joe via email and via their website to show a few things. One, where they're actually similar. Two, where they're very different. And three, to answer the question, who exactly are these for? Like most Americans, I also never signed up for any of these spammy emails from either party, but that hasn't stopped a multitude of random Democrat politicians from flooding my inbox each and every year. And in the EU, and particularly the UK, where I've lived for the past 12 years, these sorts of unsolicited emails sent to my inbox without my consent are illegal. But in the US, a weird loophole somehow classes these emails begging me for donations and money as non-commercial, and that allows them to get through the US's much more lax data privacy laws. But that aside, right as I was about to report spam and unsubscribe again for the 1000th time, I let my curiosity get the better of me. Who are these emails for? Their tone is bizarre and surreal, as if I'm to believe Kamala Harris herself is taking time out of her busy schedule to email me, small-time UK-US YouTuber Evan Edinger. Well, golly gee willikers. One of my favorite parts about being on the campaign trail is meeting supporters just like you, Evan. I truly mean that, and I know Tim feels the same way. Oh my God, me? I should donate money. I guess that's what they expect me to say. So we'll start off first with Team Kamala's emails, as those are the ones that have been littering my inbox. The Trump ones I had to get from another source, which will be later in the video. Even during the last election, I never heard a peep from Joe Biden. I've received many stray emails through the years from Nancy Pelosi, Democrats from my home state of New Jersey, and some random politicians from Arkansas, none of which are really relevant to me. I live 5 megameters away, which if you didn't know is actually 5,000 kilometers, I don't know, 3,500 miles, something like that. Clearly they're just buying large swathes of private data via email lists, and for some reason, despite me always clicking unsubscribe, they don't actually ever unsubscribe me, they just sell it on to another Democrat to email this poor American living in the UK. However, on August 14th, I got my first email from Team Kamala Harris. As of recording this video, it has been 6 days, and they have since emailed me 21 more times, averaging over 3 unsolicited emails per day, which I would have unsubscribed from, but I thought, well, this is actually quite interesting to make a video about. So here I am, content machine. So first, let's talk about the email from the intro of this video. Kamala speaking personally, like she really wants to meet me. I find the first person as a tense in these types of emails just really weird, because there has to be some level of disconnect between the reader to be like, oh yeah, I understand this is just a marketing ploy, but then why? I don't want to pretend like she's actually speaking to me. I don't know, that's just strange. Either way, let's read it. It says, you and a friend could meet me and Governor Walz at a special event ahead of Election Day. Our team will cover your hotel and airfare, and we will even take a photo to capture the moment. And then, of course, donate some money. Come on, Kamala, I thought we were friends. Friends don't ask friends for money this early in the friendship, come on. I thought you just wanted to meet me. And then I get an email from, VP pick Tim Walz, written in the first person again, asking for money. And then a weird pick, an email from the chief financial officer of the campaign. Cool. Hey, they even got Elaine from Seinfeld to send me an email asking me to donate, which, hey, not saying there's anything wrong with that, but come on, I didn't want this. This next email uses a tactic similar to hot singles in your area, listing the exact township in South Jersey where my parents currently live. So whoever's been selling my email address in these email lists might have just gotten it from voter registration data in 2008 or 2012 when I still lived in the US. But then we come to an email titled, Giant Bag of Doritos. Yeah, this is a very wild one, guys, so please strap yourselves right on in, get situated, get comfortable. Giant bag of Doritos. Evan, do you remember how you felt the day after Donald Trump was elected? I do. It was election night for me as well. You see, it was incredibly bittersweet. When I took the stage for my acceptance speech to represent California in the Senate, I tore up my notes. I just said, we will fight. Then I went home and I sat on the couch with a family-sized bag of nacho Doritos. I did not share one chip with anybody. Not even. Duh. I just watched the TV with utter shock and dismay. Two things are true 8 years later. I still love Doritos, and we still have not stopped fighting. Jesus Christ! Is that? Is this supposed to be relatable? Like, oh my God, I'm just like you guys. I sit on the couch and I eat Doritos, TM. Is this like sponsored? No, I just love my Doritos. But you wouldn't even share your chips with a loved one? Like, that's not relatable to me at all. Like, I can't imagine having an American-sized bag of snacks and then not letting my girlfriend have any because something happened. That doesn't sound relatable at all. It doesn't sound like a stable relationship. But then, of course, the tone switches right at the end of this little story to be like, hey, can you give me some money? It's always the same. They're just using these different weird techniques. Now, personally, I actually have a bag full of different derivations of $25 I could donate to the campaign. But, you know, to be more relatable like Kamala, I guess, I don't want to share them with anyone. So, sorry, I guess I'm relatable now. I just wanted to show you one more email from the Kamala Harris campaign. Just try not to cringe. It's the one from the intro. Evan, Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz sure know how to snap a selfie. Just take a look for yourself. When was this written? 2010? This is the most painfully out of touch and anachronistic email from the whole campaign. Look, guys, we're just like you. In 2010, at least. We know what a selfie is. Haha. Isn't that cool? You guys want to plank on one of our campaign signs? Lulzers, Rafflecopter? No, not really. I'm okay. Look, Evan, you know Kamala Harris, and you know Tim Walz. No, I don't. I literally don't. I don't know them at all. I don't even live in the same country, and I feel like Tim Walz just appeared in, like, the public lexicon in the last, like, month or two. I don't know either of these two. Either way, so supposedly I know both of them, but that's not what's important. What's important is they want to know you, one of this team's strongest supporters. Pretty depressing outlook on their campaign if I'm one of, you know, the team's strongest supporters. Yikes. These are just so transparently bad as an email format. But let's see if their website's any better. So checking into the website here. Oh, all right. I mean, it is just asking for money front and center. In terms of UI, that's all they want from you is money. And then look, hey, if you weren't signed up to their email list against your will, you can now choose to do so. Very basic website, 2 different about pages, some merch. Honestly, the website's not too bad, especially if you compare it to the other sides, which we'll be looking at in a bit. So now you've mostly gotten a taste for how the Democratic Party is marketing themselves via their website and their emails. If you're one of my YouTube subscribers and you watched my recent video on the new cookie pop-ups that are trying to ask you to pay them if you want to reject cookies, I feel like you're probably like me, at least a little bit, in that you ignore most ads at this point. And a lot of you actually left really relatable comments saying you've never clicked on a single ad. I would assume from this, you've got good internet literacy skills, so like emails like the ones that I've shown you today probably just come off as foreign and too similar to ads, so you wouldn't even open them. So my genuine question to you before we go on to the Trump website and emails, who exactly do you think these are for? Like, outside of genuine supporters that signed up to these lists, I can't see most people in my social circles reading any of these emails and not seeing right through the weird, hey Evan, I'm just like you. I'm #relatable. Want to go see us do the Harlem Shake type spiel that they've got going on. It's just very confusing to me. It's like you've given a Gen X person the responsibility to come up with things relatable to Gen Z, and it goes just as well as you'd think it would. For real. No cap. Well, butter my backside and call me a biscuit. So, Kamala's emails are cringy, they're dated, they're unasked for, and the website is pretty much straight to the point, give us money. So how does Trump's campaign stack up? Oh boy! Well, let's start by looking at Trump's website. So as opposed to Kamala's website, which is just give us some money and then possibly sign up, Trump's is, they're not after me, they're after you. I'm just standing in the way. And if this person wasn't a proven convicted felon, I would say that quote goes pretty hard. So, I mean, in terms of like him messaging and trying to like get his followers to believe in a certain thing, it's a good quote to, I guess, use. And then of course we have 2 options here, contribute or volunteer, join the movement, la 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 la. We have some videos, America First, and you know, some merch and his Truth social media. Let's see what happens when we click contribute. All right, so this can't be just me, right? But why does this image look like the type of airbrushed image you'd see at a funeral? It doesn't help that there's also like a black and white image of him on the left. Like, are we to believe that this is the death of their campaign? I don't know. It's just a bizarre choice of filter. What is up with this weird website UI? 80% of this website is static, and it's just this weird airbrushed image. Weirdly enough, only the left allows you to move forward and the right remains stagnant. That's quite telling. All right, so what do we got? The left thinks that if they bury me with enough witch hunts and intimidate my family and associates, I'll eventually throw up my hands and give up on our America First movement. But let me be as clear as possible. I will never stop fighting for you. Never-ending witch hunt, defend the MAGA movement. There we go. Save America, yada, yada. Then we have one of those totally real tickers of like, oh, this person just donated money. Yeah, sure. I feel like even if I visit a website and these are like confirmed to be real, it's just such a transparent tactic to get people to give money that I immediately view the website as scammy. So, yet again, I don't think people that are visiting this website on their own free will are perceiving that type of thing. But let's see what we got here. First, awful UI. The red is painful against the white, and the white on the red on the white. I feel like whoever was paid to make this website was not paid to make this website. However, I will say my favorite part of this entire website is this is where all the budget went. We have 2024, click this amount if you're supporting President Trump, all right? Then we have 47, donate this amount if you think he's the greatest president of all time. And then suddenly the 100 is actually like slowly growing. You're like, oh, that's cool. But if you click one of these, right, watch this. Whee! American flag emojis, any of them. Whee! You know, it's like that Temu influence, like you gotta flash the pretty colors and America. There we go. I would like to cover the he can't even pay the processing fees. He's asking his followers to pay for the money processing fees. That makes sense. We have from Trump, please, only because you've made it this far. This is like when a YouTuber says, if you made it this far in a video, I'll leave a comment like, waffles. I'm just saying that's genuinely what this is, except instead of say waffles, it's give me more money. The option here is, would you like it to be a recurring payment? Could you make this a subscription? Subscribe to giving us more money. No, I'm all right. I'll donate once, unless you give me American flags. Wow, no flags. Pretty disappointed, to be honest. Then we have from Trump, massive GOP response needed. Kamala is expecting her biggest fundraising day. Blah, blah, blah. Would you donate an additional 2024 automatically tomorrow? Weird. This is so weird. There we go. Legally, they have to collect my employment information, which I think really telling here. The default option in bold and red, I'm retired. What's that tell you? What's that tell you? Donate with Apple Pay, continue with credit card. Fascinating. All right. Oh, and then we have a little pop-up here because I was not touching the screen for too long. Fear not, I am Donald J. Trump. Fear not. You already said that, it's fine. I will always love you for supporting me. Let's back up, sir. I've heard how you treat people you don't love and how you treat people I'm okay. Keep you at an arm's distance, please. Now, I'd like to point out something extra for those of you who have not been to the US this election season, as it's something that genuinely surprised me when I just came back. You see, if you look on the Trump website, you can see the merch. It seems that Make America Great Again is still his slogan that's used on all of his merch. That being said, when I just came back from my trip to New Jersey with my girlfriend, New Jersey, by the way, super blue state, but there exist many very red pockets, one of which being the one in which my family lives. And so the neighbors had loads of Trump signs, there were Trump flags on all the roads, unofficial Trump merch stands on the drive down the shore, and weirdly enough, I didn't really see Make America Great Again, which is, you know, his official merch, which supports him as a presidential candidate. What I saw was Take America Back, which that's some interesting rhetoric. And that isn't the only bit of unofficial merch that's for sale on New Jersey streets. I mean, when I took my girlfriend down the Ocean City Boardwalk, we saw lots of interesting Trump merch, like I'm voting for the convicted felon. Great. Or this one. So yeah, I just thought you'd appreciate that bit of extra context on what it's actually like in the US at the moment, because it's even weirder than the media abroad would have led me to believe. Okay, so that's what Trump's website is like. Let's check out his emails. To look at these, I'm using the website SendView, which a follower sent me. They've kept track of all the campaign emails from both sides. They input their name as friend, but I'll be reading it as Evan as if I'd actually signed up. All right, here's the first one for you. The title is Coffee? All right, let's see what's going on in Kofifi land. Fear not, Evan. I need you to know one thing. All right, I want you to guess what you think the one thing is. The title, coffee. The image is a Trump-branded coffee mug that you can buy. What is the one thing Trump needs me to know? The answer, I love you. I love you. Please donate money to me in my campaign. I love you. Buy this mug. I love you. Insane. Like, it's weird. I didn't think it would be this weird, but it gets weirder. This keeps me up at night. Oh, what an interesting email title. What do you think is keeping Trump up at night? Let's read in. I've already received a full-throated endorsement from Elon Musk. Dude, that's sick. That would keep me up too. Elon sucked your That does clock, to be honest. A full-throated endorsement. What else would that mean? Guys, come on. But to be honest, Evan, it keeps me up at night wondering how I can get an endorsement from one of my strongest supporters like you. Ah, all right. So both Kamala and Trump's email campaigns like to pretend like I'm some sort of big supporter because I've signed up to the email list. Or I didn't actually. I guess that's just the meta at the moment, like speed running top Trump supporter any percent run. All right, what else we got? What else we got? 24 hours until deadline. All right. Breaking. Kamala just called you out. Me? I've been calling her out this whole video. What's she got to say? Well, crooked Kamala Harris thinks she's got us on the ropes after stockpiling more than $300 million. Where am I in this? Well, she believes that she's crushed your spirit and that you're ready to kneel before her as your new radical left overlord. Mate, she's not the one kneeling for Elon Musk. I'm just saying. But she'll never expect what's coming next. You and I teaming up, i.e., you giving me lots of money. Come on! It's just too transparent. It's laughable. For this next one, I just want to point out one line here. Kamala thinks she can hide behind her millions of dollars. Really? The cognitive dissonance to be a Trump supporter has got to be so vast, so wide, that it is to be disbelieved. I don't know how one could see the sentence of Kamala is hiding behind her millions of dollars coming from Trump. It's the art of the deal. Then we have a lot more with similar messaging. We have, if we lose this election, America as we know it will cease to exist. Together, we will demolish the deep state and make America great again. Evan, please. All right, so now Trump is saying he wants to take a photo with me in this email. All right, so if I just donate money to enter the sweepstakes, maybe I can get my very own Trump selfie. So yet again, same exact tactics as Team Kamala. More critical observers in my audience might start to feel like maybe Kamala and Trump's teams are using the same exact company to write their campaign emails and just tailoring them. And honestly, that sounds plausible at this point. Like that company is making a lot of money just writing bad emails that it seems are working. And then we have the one from the intro. If you don't give me money, the dangerously liberal Democrats are going to bring about hell on earth. Yeah, okay. It wouldn't be so bad, I guess, if their goal is to like make it so that I can afford to buy groceries. Oh, but then this one in particular has piqued my interest. It's a pretty good YouTube title. Oh, it says, there's only one of these in existence. Any guesses? Any guesses on what it's going to be? Only one of these? Oh, it's a hat. This man's more of a hat salesman than anything at this point. I feel like I've gotten so many emails about mugs and hats and listen, he says, my team tells me you're in the top 1% of all MAGA supporters, so I want to offer it to you first. I don't get it. These emails aren't really for people like you or me. I think they're genuinely for people that delusionally think these emails are written one-on-one, like just for them. Because I genuinely don't understand how anything else like this is gonna work. Then we have more mug ads, making you feel like a mug if you donate to this mug. And then we have crooked Hillary, crooked Biden, crooked Obama. Listen, you gotta come up with some individual names at this point. It's getting boring. Come on now. They're all speaking and returning to spit on MAGA. Oh no, don't tweet on me. And then one of my favorites coming from the creepiest VP pick of my lifetime. President Trump and I love you, Evan. What the hell is this? Like, sure, Kamala's team is very cringy and outdated, but the Trump tactics are so, ew. It just seems like something out of a genuinely dystopian film. Like politicians being like, I love you. Me and Trump love you a lot. Could you please give us some money so we can stop hell from coming down from the heavens from the liberal Democrats? All right, this is one of my favorites. Kamala Harris wants communism in America. All right, any guesses on how this is gonna be? Look at the lovely AI image, right? Look at her, she's bringing Soviet Russia here. First, They erased my right to free speech. God, when did they do that? Oh, but you're not supposed to say racist things. Okay. Then they targeted me with regime lawfare. How is that? What are they doing for that? Making it so that people get paid the same amount regardless of, yeah, is that? Now Kamala wants Soviet price controls in every neighborhood grocery store. This man is like single-handedly bringing the US's accumulative IQ down like 20 pegs. So Kamala recently has come out against the price gouging by large food corporations where, because every business in America has merged with an even larger business, it just means we're just left with these giant food conglomerates with no actual competition. So they can just increase prices because there's no viable alternative. And of course, Trump is going to pitch that as communism, because the rich can't get any richer. That's not very nice. So Kamala wants to keep grocery prices from going up, and we must stop her. Like I said, cognitive dissonance required to be a Trump supporter is just enormous. I think one thing I've discovered through all of this is, for me, email marketing feels as antiquated as the door-to-door salesman. Maybe I'm biased as I used to work in marketing, but it feels like the majority of it doesn't work once you know how it works. And it only takes a few repetitive types of emails to pick up on these sale tactics, thus making them pretty useless, unless I'm giving too much credit to the average Joe. Don't know. That being said, email marketing is supposedly one of the most efficient forms of marketing in terms of return on investment, but I'd say that's most likely from customers who want to receive emails from a company or from a politician rather than, spam emails, which is what these feel like. Because I didn't sign up for them, specifically the Democrat ones. Trump never emailed me against my will, so the only positive thing I can say about him. But since our free time is limited, I'd say most of us have developed the keen ability to quickly identify and dismiss emails that look like ads, or at least aren't something that we actually want to read. At the right time, though, I do feel like certain types of ads and emails we're more welcome to if we're actually interested in them. It's similar to how, we instinctively skip over ad integrations on YouTube, that is, unless you just happen to be in a certain situation and they happen to speak to you. For instance, let's say your daily routine has made you feel like you don't have much time, or you're feeling uninspired in the kitchen. Well, then today's video sponsor, HelloFresh, would actually be of interest to you, especially because this one's a little bit meta, because most HelloFresh integrations go the same way. Here's my box. I got fresh ingredients delivered straight to my door. I follow along the easy-to-follow recipe that I picked myself, bish bash bosh. I've made a tasty meal. You can order one too, but to mix it up, I'll actually show you what it looks like on the website when you're choosing your own meal. After choosing how many meals you want in your box the next week, you can then choose a fancy take on bangers and mash. You can then click through, see all the different ingredients that are involved. Oh, it's 40 minutes long. Maybe you want a quicker one this week. So you look at speedy dishes like barbecue pork quesadillas or a super speedy peanut beef stir fry. Now, after choosing all your meals, then you just wait for your box to arrive, and then the other part of the usual HelloFresh integrations kick in. You cook the meal, you film it, you tell your audience about your code so they can get a discount. Well, that's if you're doing an integration. This is mine. So actually, I'd prefer it if you use my code, Edinger, which of course gets you 60% off your first box and 20% off for the next 2 months. Pretty good deal. So if you haven't tried HelloFresh out before, well, give them a try. Now back to me in the studio. Now, at long last that I've filmed this video, I can finally unsubscribe and report spam to all these stupid campaign emails in my inbox. I'm much more invested, in the election that just happened in the country I actually live in. But watching the US election from the UK is like watching a bad reality TV show where you just can't look away. Just like you can't look away from this video on American problems Reddit is too European to understand. I will see you there. Goodbye.